Hey YouTube, it's your girl Dr. J, and I decided to go ahead and show you guys our engineering makerspace. It's not completely finished yet, but it's done enough. And since this week with Mahogany Homemakers curriculum, virtual curriculum fair, I thought it would just make sense to go ahead and get the video done. So I actually added 3 new spaces to our homeschool this year. This space, which is the engineering space. I have a creative discovery space that I'll show you guys in a few videos, and then my husband is doing a maker lab. There were a couple reasons why we decided to go ahead and have a dedicated space just for engineering. And some of those reasons were, a lot of times when you're doing an engineering project, it takes a little while to put it together, and we needed a safe space to keep things so that as my kids were building, things wouldn't get knocked down or pushed out of the way, so they can have a space where they can kind of build and do these projects without worrying about somebody knocking it over or it getting in the way. Also, a lot of times when you build some of these things, they end up being really big and taking up a lot of space, and so we needed an area. Also, as you guys saw with our summer science stuff, you know, when you're testing out cars and stuff like that and you're doing it in the house, having like a good dragway is really fun. And so we just decided to, what we ended up doing was, our living room was really big and you only use so much. So we took the sectional, pushed it up, and pretty much divided the room in half. So the back of it is our engineering space. I am on my laptop because it's much easier for me to load video from my laptop. So I'm going to do just some quick pans of the room to kind of show you what the space looks like, and we'll see how this works out. So as you can see, we have all these bins. So that's a kit right there. I'll show you guys. So we have these bins all along the wall, and in all of these bins are different types of building sets that I'll show you guys. And then I'll explain what those boards are and why they're there. This big box, this is actually the box to our heirloom chemistry set. That is not going to be in here. We just needed to have it in this space for now because we have the clamps on it. When it was shipped to us, it got jostled a little bit and it made the shelves not line up exactly right. And the box itself weighs 40 pounds. So instead of shipping it back and them sending us a replacement, my husband just decided to go ahead and clamp it and fix it himself. And then my laser printer, my color laser printer, is still in here, so that's fine. But all the bins house all their stuff, and as you can see, because of the way the bins are lined up, let's see if I can do this so you guys can see it. The way the bins are lined up, it makes for a really good kind of stable space all along the top. So that's going to end up being a really good kind of staging area. And then this bookcase behind me is filled with books that focus on engineering and physics. So I'm going to go through those for you guys. I'll go ahead and go through the books and things that we have now since I'm sitting right here to show you guys what we have for engineering. I showed these in a video a while ago, but I'll show them again. These are my Engineering is Elementary books. I got these ordered these from the Boston Museum of Science, and they are phenomenal. I love them. Every book deals with a different area of engineering. So this one is on civil engineering. This one is on acoustical engineering, geotechnical, ocean engineering. I mean, it covers everything. This is industrial engineering. But it basically covers every single area of engineering. This is important for us because I think that one, maybe 2 of my kids is probably going to go into engineering. My husband is an engineer, and one of the things that my husband talks about with me a lot is making sure the kids really understand the field so that as they make choices, they make the best choices for them. I know one of the schools that I teach at, I have a lot of students who are going into engineering, and I am really surprised by the number of students who say all they knew was they wanted to be an engineer because they were good at math. But they didn't know that there's civil engineering, mechanical engineering, structural engineering, materials engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and then within those various overlying areas, there's other areas in engineering that you have to drill down in. And so if you don't know what you want to do, what specific type of engineering you want to do, you can end up wasting a lot of time, wasting a lot of money, because you weren't on the path that you really wanted in life. And so we really want the kids to have a really deep understanding of the field. And so these books are amazingly awesome. I love them because every book has a project that you do. So this one on industrial engineering, you design your own simple machine system. And that's the project. And I also love that every book, the main character is from a different country. And so you get to learn a little bit about that person's country as well. So that's been something that's really, really neat for us. So we're going through all 20 books. I think these were like $8 per book. So this book, I did an entire video on this book. My builder is going to be starting this book this year. It is probably going to take us 2 years to get through this book. This is the ultimate building book because it really is the ultimate building book. And he is going to do every single project in this book. This book is by Stephen Canny, and it's hard to find, I will admit. I got this off of Amazon. I got it used, and it was still probably, I think, about $30. But it is worth every penny. These are the various different building projects that's inside. And it's like my husband has started to get the materials that my son will need for the various projects in this book. And it's PVC piping, wood, all that, because you end up making a greenhouse, you make a playhouse, you make furniture, as well as, you know, some of the smaller, like this one, Rotel, Rattler, and other pasta snakes. So just kind of fun, but it goes through building with rods and connectors, talking about space frame structures. There's getting ready to build, gathering materials, helping them understand what materials to use, how to know the right materials to use. This one is on building with brick and block structures. So we are really, really looking forward to tackling this one. And then another Stephen Canny book we got is the toy book. And this book, I also got this used off of Amazon. I think this one was actually really, really cheap. This might have been a penny and just paid for shipping. But in this book, they give you all different kinds of ideas on how to make your own toys. And so Salamander, my builder, also wanted to go through and make the different toys that they talk about making through the book too. So we were really, really excited about getting this book. These books are called Investigate Feats of Engineering, and it's the Build It Yourself series, and each book has 25 projects that you do, and they, you know, cover, like here it covers the branches of engineering so that kids get an idea of that. And then this book deals with canals and dams. This one is on skyscrapers, and again, each book has 25 projects assigned to it. So this one, Investigate Feats of Engineering, it's all about skyscrapers. And this one is all about bridges and tunnels. And again, 25 projects with this book. So we are really, really looking forward to working with these books and building and getting to know these books really well. Some other books that I got. Y'all know I love my books with beautiful pictures. This is Kingfisher's Book of Inventions, and it just really talks about various inventions that people have done, and my kids like to invent. And so in addition to this book, I got them this book, which is How to Make a Patent Drawing, because we talked about when you invent something, if you think it's really important to mankind, or if you think it can be used in the wrong way, or if you think it has commercial properties, then you want to make sure that you get it patented. So we are going to be learning about the patent process, and this is how to draw, how to do the drawings for when you apply for a patent. And some other things I got. This book is called Draw Me a House, and it is by Thibon Harum. Architectural Ideas, Inspiration, and Coloring In. And so basically it starts, and it'll just show you little things like it says, these are the different types of houses found around the world. So this is a family house in New England, USA, countryside barn in Sweden, and a Faluni house in Maui. Oh, in Mali, sorry. And then it says, draw the house that you live in. And then the next section, it talks about doors. And so you look at and discuss the different types of doors. And then it says, and it says, proportions are important to consider. These two houses are exactly the same, except one has a big door and the other has a little door. Draw the windows to go with each house. And so it really just takes kids through the architectural process and has them really thinking about, why was this decision made and what decisions would they make for themselves. So I thought this was a really, really neat book. Can't wait to get the kids working on that. Of course, you can't do physics and engineering without the Mythbusters. So we have the Mythbusters, and my kids, let's see, I know I have, we also have the Mythbusters. Don't try this at home unless we tell you to. So it's a book that talks about some of their favorite myths that they've done, and then gives you ways that you can safely do some of the things. So, you can't do all of them, but it tells you what you can try at home. My kids really love the Mythbusters, and we had a great experience because when the Mythbusters came to our city, we went and we took the kids, and Salamander was actually selected to go on stage with Jamie and Adam, and they had him do all kind of fun stuff. So we really loved it. And Salamander and Faster Fox had decided to dress up kind of like, geeky nerd 6-year-old Comic-Con. So it was like, that was the closest they were going to get to Comic-Con. So they dressed up, and Adam just went totally crazy wild because a Salamander had on his cape and all that kind of stuff. He was like, whoa, he has on a cape. So it was a really, really amazing experience, and Salamander just loved it. So the Mythbusters have a place in our hearts. Okay, another book we have is this is Physics. Physics. Find out about levers, magnets, and motors with 50 great experiments and projects. And this is by Chris Oxlade, and it's a hands-on science book. And it has pretty simple things for you to do. So it's a fun little book. We like it. And then we have, I won't show these yet. These books, this one is these are videos, I'm sorry. Engineering the Impossible. This is from Discovery Channel. This is the History Channel, The Great Wall of China. So it talks about a little building project. So that's kind of geography mixed in. This one is Understanding the World's Greatest Structures, Science and Innovation from Antiquity to Modernity. And this is through Great Courses. You guys we like Great Courses materials, and they have the books to go with it. So that's a really good one. My kids, in addition to being like budding engineers, the boys are especially really big environmentalists, and so they really care about the environment. Salamander is an extreme environmentalist. Like, he used to go through our trash to make sure we weren't throwing anything away that could be recycled. Like he would take it out the trash, put it in the recycle bin. So he finally trained us so that he doesn't have to do that anymore. We just do it for ourselves. But I got things like this. Like this is a Mickey Go Green, a family guide to sustainable lifestyle. So it's different things that you can do to, you know, help be as green as possible in your life. And it has fun little Disney characters. I don't know how green Disney really is, but you know, whatever. Eco Kids Self-Sufficiency Handbook, and again, this has lots of fun green projects. Like this is on chicken and eggs. Y'all know we have chickens now, so it has nice little information about chickens and just all the different things that you would do to be a green child. Like it talks about, you know, biking and how to fix your bike and how to, you know, ride your bike on longer adventures so that you're not using gasoline. So this is a really good book. It is Eco Kids Self-Sufficiency by Alan and Gil Bridgewater. So a really neat book. And I'm kind of all over the place, guys, because I haven't organized my shelf, so I'm sorry. This is a Make book. We really love Make. They have this is from Make magazine. This one is Make Tinkering, and it is all of it says Kids Learn by Making Stuff by Kirk Gabrielson, and it has really neat ideas on different tinkering projects that kids can do. And then this one is Make Electronics, and it's by O'Reilly, and it's burn things out, mess things up. That's how you learn. You learn by discovering. And so in this book, it talks about you'll discover by breaking things, experiment with components, and learn from failure. Set up tricked out project space, make a work area, learn about key electronic components. So this is going to be a lot. My husband's going to be doing a lot of stuff with this book. Who knows what that was. But he has, you know, in the maker space that he's created, because they're going to be working with a lot of Arduino boards in the maker space, and like my husband like put Linux on his computer. They're going old school, do really, really good programming. So I'm excited about that space, but we'll be using that book with some of the projects we'll be doing. This is just a little guide I got, how to build a shelf in a bike rack. And this one is the Kids Building Workshop, 15 woodworking projects for kids and parents to build together. It's really fun. What I have found, okay, this is what's the copyright? This is copywritten 2004. I have found that older books, because you know this is 10 years old, older books tend to be a little bit more exciting because people weren't as too happy. So so like that's why I think that's why Candy's book is, you can't find it anymore, because like he tells kids, you know, go hang out on a construction site and see if you can, you know, talk to the people. You will get sued if you give that advice today, but it's good advice. So I would say definitely don't discount books just because they're old, especially woodworking books and different things like that, because they have really good ideas. This one is models, how to do models for science fair projects, and it's for grades 2nd through 6th, and it just has different you know, information, how to do a log book, gathering your facts, designing the model, and developing a study plan. So it just takes kids through the process really of how to do a science fair project. So this is the one on how to do the models for the science fair project. This is building a solitaire game and pegboard, and it's another it's from the Build Together series. And it's just how to do a very thin book, and it just shows you how to make this little solitaire game and how to make a pegboard. These books, this is a book on bridges. Amazing structures to design, build, and test. I really like this book. We have used it before and we'll be using it again. This is a Kaleidoscope kids book, but really neat bridges in that book. This actually should be in my reading space. This is engineering, the ABCs, how engineers shape the world, and it just goes through the alphabet. And so it talks about M is movies, N is noodles, O is oven, P is paper. So it's just going through the alphabet and pointing out all the really cool things that engineers do. This is by Patty O'Brien Novick. This is a book that's actually designed for adults, but I got it for Salamander as he really thinks about building things. This is energy efficient building, so it just helps him to make good decisions in his projects. Like, for instance, we'll read through a book like this and then he'll incorporate that into the models that he uses. Like, one of the most impressive things he did, I think he was only 5 years old at the time, he built a wooden house, a house just with the wood logs. And he had the sloped roof, and he explained to us, like, the roof had solar panels, and he showed us where the battery pack was, and he showed us, he turned on the lamp and said, okay, this is the sun shining down, and this is how the sunlight hits the solar panels, and this is how it's stored, and this is how it's used. And so that, from that moment on, I realized that if I give him real information and then let him incorporate that into his building and his play, that's a great way that he learns. So I'm not going to read him a book and give him a test. It's information for him as he goes about his life and doing his different projects. So I have books like that. This one is building outdoor structures. This one goes more into how to build gazebos and different things like that, because they do projects with my husband. Salamander, like for instance, my husband and Salamander, they built a chicken run to go around our chicken coop so that the chickens could be safe. Like if we had to go out of town for a day, they would have a lot of space to go around but still be safe. So I love that my husband builds with the kids. This is called Glass House, and this one, it was buildings for open living, and it's really like a coffee table book. It has really beautiful pictures, but it also has really good ideas. And I like showing my kids different types of building materials and things. So that's been a really fun one. Get all these off this shelf. Flight School, how to, you're in the pilot seat. So this actually takes kids through the process of learning how to fly a plane. Really. So I thought that was a really neat book. I got that. This is from the History Channel, and this is Modern Marvels, George Washington Carver Technology. My kids are going to be studying George Washington Carver just because his life is just so amazing, and I really think his life will resonate with Salamander and Speedster, because, my kids are dyslexic, and George Washington Carver was a late reader. He did all kinds of amazing inventions, but the thing that drove a lot of George Washington Carver's work was actually his love of nature and his environmentalism. So I'm just really wanting to show the kids that, engineering and science, that all fits in with their worldview as well, because I'm not really an environmentalist, so I'm trying to nurture it in my kids as much as possible. This is the Usborne Illustrated Dictionary of Physics. So, and then just lots of fun information in here. I see we got a little a little page marked off because we went over what was this one on. This one was on energy. So you have that. Things that go boom or fly, float, and zoom. 18 DIY projects to make. And this, again, fun, really, really fun projects. Some woodworking, building rockets, pyrotechnic rockets. I mean, this is hardcore building. So this is one where you want to move beyond, popsicle sticks and like this shows you like how to actually build a go-kart. So be doing that. This is y'all know I like Basher books. So this is a Basher book on physics. Also with little markings in it where we do use these books quite often. So this is Basher book. It's a lot of people like Janice Van Clave's books. This is Physics for Every Kid. A really neat book. Lots of good information. Lots of fun little projects to do. This is a great book if you aren't gonna like invest heavily in kits and things like that, and you want to give your child like an overview of a topic. This is a really good book to have. This one is Frank Lloyd Wright for kids, and this is his life and goals, and it includes 21 activities. And I'm really excited about doing this book this year because I found out that there is actually a Frank Lloyd Wright house that is open for touring within 2 hours of us. So it's only like just a little bit less than 2 hours away. So we're going to go through this book and do the activities, and then I'm going to take the kids on a road trip where we're going to actually tour a Frank Lloyd Wright house. So I'm really excited about that. And then this is Isaac Newton and Physics for Kids. And it is his life and ideas with 21 activities. So again, we have that. And that's kind of the big books. Oh, this is on some robotics stuff. This is Robotics, Discover the Science and Technology of the Future. And with 20 projects, you know. So basically, a lot of times, whenever you're going to see science and, engineering and technology or physics, it is going to be really, really heavily project-based. Because a lot of things, you can't really understand it until you see it. So we have this one. It is Build It Yourself series. Kathy Ciceri, I think is the name. This is the Lego Technic Idea Book, Simple Machine. And this, I love this book. The reason why I love this book is because there are no words in the book. None. None. It's all picture-based. Now, sometimes people get annoyed with this book. I read the reviews and people were annoyed because a lot of the projects were specialized. A lot of the pieces were specialized. But as you'll see when I go through my kits, we have a lot of specialized parts, so that's not a problem for us. This one is Hello World, Computer Programming for Kids and Other Beginners. So my kids have just gotten started with computer programming. Salamander and Faster Fox are starting with Scratch programming, and they've been doing great with it. And Speedster is starting with Alice programming. And it has been really, really fun for us so far. So they're really getting into that. So that's been great. Okay, I'm just going to set this in here. This is called The Art of Construction. Projects, Principles for Beginning Engineers and Architects. And so it just gives you lots of good information. So that's a reference book for us. Okay, so inside this door, you guys can see, I'll pull stuff out, but I got project kits in here. Some project kits in here. So this is a project kit on energy, and it has, all the little materials that you need, and then you go through the various projects. And it is from Science Wiz. I'm going to have a disaster here. Okay, this is called Kit Book, Electronic Circuits, and basically, okay, I'm spilling stuff. Basically, you have the book, and the book basically, like, you got motors, light bulbs. It's a little bit like snap circuits, a little bit, but it's a lot more detailed. It's a lot a little bit of a stronger education focus. This is a little spinning wheel that you have with it. And then you have the book that goes with it. Like how batteries work, series circuits, all that sort of fun stuff. So this is a kit book. And for instance, it has 2 jumper wires, compass, craft stick, rubber band, nails, penny, string, paper clips, magnetic wires, like all this, everything you would need to do the projects. And then this is just a little student workbook that goes with it. And we'll just make copies for our kids when they do the book. This is, I haven't done this yet, but this is from MME. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about this. It's the EEME Dad, Jack Penn, and this is his logo. And he has a monthly program where basically you start with a little kit. Yeah, here's this little logo. But you start with the kit, and this is the first kit. And it has, you know, the little board and battery pack and batteries and everything, and then the box that you would need. And I think this one is the Genius box, is what they call it, the Genius light or something like that. So basically you'll be able to make a touch light when you finish the project. So I'm gonna put this on the floor so I don't make too much noise. These are Pine Derby cars. Every year at my husband's job, they have Bring Your Child to Work Day, and they do a Pine Derby race. And so those are my 3 cars so that my kids can work on their cars for next year's Bring Your Child to Work Day. We missed this year's Bring Your Child to Work Day because we went to the engineering festival in DC, so it conflicted. This is a kit called Ruminate, Build Any Room You Can Imagine. And it's really, really fun because all the parts, these are just the parts. Okay, and then it has a motor because you can make a ceiling fan. Oh, I'm not showing this very well. Because you can make a ceiling fan and stuff with it. And it's just pieces, just little pieces. And you take these pieces in your imagination, and it gives you the steps on how to put together some things. Gives you the steps on how to put together some things, and it gives you some ideas. But really, it's a very open-ended building set that has wide appeal for girls and for boys. So again, it is called Ruminate. This is a kit I have for when we do Da Vinci. This is the Da Vinci kit. And in this kit, it says, learn more about Leonardo da Vinci and his influences. Construct a detailed model of the famed Duomo. Examine Da Vinci's personal journals. Restore the Last Supper. And create Leonardo's flying machine. So those are all the things you do with this kit. And then down here, we have some of the little fun kits. This is a tin can robot from the Green Science Kit. This is an electric dragster. And a propeller racer. And then this is another little electronics kit. This is a little bit of a younger kit. It says for ages 8 and up, but I would say this is more along the lines of Speed for Faster Fox and Salamander. Maybe just Faster Fox. Salamander might actually be beyond that a little bit because he has a little bit more experience with electronics. And honestly, I'll probably pull that out this week and let the kids play with that, or next week and let the kids play with it before it just gets, they really get beyond it. Okay, now I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what's in all my little boxes. Let me move my mic over a little bit. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Turn this over. But, okay, so I have this Connects Education Kit. This is simple and compound machines. This Connects kit is forces and Newton's laws. This is a Connects Education Kit, engineering marbles, and it's buildings, structures, and machines. So you make cranes and bridges and all sort of different projects. And then this kit, I'm only gonna pull out one box, but it came over 2 boxes. And this is another Connects Education Kit. And this is just on bridges, but it is a real bridge building kit. And I'm really excited for this one because the real building projects, you're going to make very real replicas of bridges, and the bridges are going to be, they end up being like, I think 8 feet long or something like that. It has the parts and everything, you know, all the mid pieces, everything you need. But Connects Education Kits are fabulous. They show concepts extremely well. I really, really like Connects Education sets. They're very well done. Very good. They're just really well done. I would definitely recommend their education kits for people who don't know if maybe you want them. I also have some other Connects kits, and they're actually in the bottom, but here's another bridges kit that we have. And then just some more little patterns, and for each set, for all this little stuff, we have all the pieces that they can make. I basically combined a bunch of Connects kits and then just dumped all the parts in there. And as we open more kits, I'll just keep dumping parts because it's you know, they're all interchangeable, so we can end up making better and better stuff. This little or big box houses all my zoom tools. You guys, you guys know they basically, you have the little sticks and the little connectors, and with it you can make DNA samples and all that kind of stuff. I actually ended up purchasing the kit from Homeschool Buyers Co-op, the classroom education kit, and it came with a book of all the teacher's manual. Let me see if I have it. I think I have it. Yeah, I have it here. So this is the Zoom Systems Learning book, lesson plans, and you have, I love it because it has basic concept, geometric shapes, geometry is all around us, 2D polygons, animal form, squares and rectangles, angles, try the triangles, similar triangles, 2D and 3D shapes, shape and number, what is reflection symmetry, multiple reflection symmetries, rotational symmetry, perimeter, area, volume, rhombi, quadrilaterals, translational symmetries in tilling. Basically with this kit you are going to go over pretty much everything, and I also love that with Zoom tools. You can also do things like DNA models and stuff like that with Zoom tools, and models of atoms, models of various chemical elements. You can do really, really good models with Zoom tools. So I have Zoom tools. We have, I'm not going to show you guys because it's just like holding things up, but basically, we have a lot of Lego stuff. So this is the first Lego League, the unofficial guide. And so basically, even though my kids probably won't be on a team with First Lego League, we can still go through the process and stuff like that, because my son really, my oldest Speedster, was really into Lego, First Lego League. But he hasn't been old enough for teams, and we tried the junior, and it was just way too simple. This is WeDo, Lego Education WeDo. We have the Lego Education WeDo set. That's just really fun. It's very simple, so if you have a young child that can do, like, basically can peck on the computer, they can program with the Lego WeDo. And again, we got the Lego WeDo Education set. And then this is when we did Junior First Lego League. This is our book from that. But again, I would not recommend Junior First Lego League if your child is already pretty good with the Lego stuff, because it will probably be beneath them, and then it may make them not really want to do it unless they just want to do something and be a part of a team. We also have, I'm going to grab these. We also have Lego, the Mindstorms kit. So, sorry for leaving the camera, guys. I wish I had some music to play for y'all. But I'll show you guys these really fast to show you the differences. But we have, this is Lego Mindstorms EV3. This is the current Mindstorm set. So you build basically from here, and it comes in 2 boxes, and it gives you lots of material. You will be able to program with it. It's just really well done kit. So this is EV3. This is the newer one. And this is NXT. This is the older version. And so this is part of the robot, the last robot that they were playing with and using. But this is NXT and EV3. So a lot of people go, well, what's this? What's Mindstorms all about? This is the basic robot that you'll be working with, and then you build on and add parts from there. But what makes Mindstorm so powerful is actually the programming. So that's what you're paying all that money for, is the ability to program. I have my husband. My husband was so sweet. He ended up bagging all of my. These are snap circuits, and he is. You guys know my husband is a engineer because he labeled them wire connectors, and he put them all together because we had literally like 8 different or snap circuits kits, and sometimes for their birthdays, like people would give the twins, each one would have their own snap circuit kit. So we ended up with a lot of parts, and they would just be thrown into the bags together. So my husband, who could not stand the chaos, ended up bagging everything, all the similar parts together, and then we just kept all the books. So just to give you guys a feel for how many snap circuit sets we have, these are the books. So, and you guys see, we got, 2 of the same book because those were 2 of the same kits. So all these different books, Green Energy, all these different books are, we just put all the kits together and then saved out the books, and so the kids can basically find books with different projects that they want and go for it. But yeah, y'all can see how many kits we have. A lot. So we have those. Another kit I want to show you guys, and I'm so sorry for not being on camera, but gotta do what I gotta do, right? This is Fishernetics. Fishernetics is just really high quality building. This one is the optics kit, and with this kit We'll do fiber optics, light and shade, reflection and refraction. We'll be able to build a telescope, build a microscope. So that's Fishernetics. Fishernetics, I would say, is actually higher quality than Lego. So I'll put it at actually much higher quality than Lego. It is made in Germany, and it is, you actually will find college students putting together things with Fishernetics. And this is mechanic plus static. So you can make 30 models with this kit. So we have this kit. So those are two really, really fun kits that we have with Fishernetics. And I did not, there's a lot of different kits you can buy with Fishernetics. I just bought a couple, but you know, your mileage may vary on which ones would work for you. Definitely, if you only get one that comes with a motor, because their motors are really expensive. These are just some hydraulic little kits that we have. So my kids will get to learn about hydraulics, and it came with 4 sets. This one is building a mini excavator. And you can see that when they're done, they'll be able to move the excavator using hydraulics. This one is a platform lifter. This one is a scissor lift. And then a mini cherry picker. So, and these are the kits. They're wood, which is nice. And my kids, we're going to basically start with these kits, and then once they learn the concepts and how to do it, we'll go from there with them being able to build their own sets. And then we also have a hydrodynamic building set where you basically build a 1/87 scale of a real manufacturing plant. So, and this is a really, it's an electric toy, but there's a big sticker warning at the top where it says, not recommended for children under 8 years of age. As with all electric products, precautions should be observed during handling and used to prevent shock. Because it's an electric kit, but it's a hydro building set, so you're mixing water and electricity. Don't buy this for a 5-year-old. And I know my twins are only 6, but we may not even pull this out anytime soon just because they're 6. And it doesn't matter how smart they are, they're still 6. And 6-year-olds do stupid stuff. So we probably won't even start to tackle this one for another year. Another kit that I really, really like, and I can recommend it with just a little bit of caution, is Kiva blocks. You guys have seen Kiva blocks before. Now, Kiva blocks I love because this is it, y'all. Just blocks. But all the blocks are the same shape, width, size, everything, and you don't use glue. That's what's so good. Your kids will learn how to build these models without using glue. So everything will just be together just by them balancing and putting things in the right place. And my kids love, love, love using these, and they build such amazing things. So I would definitely recommend these. These are the pine planks. I know that they have another kind of plank. There's some debate about which one is better. Some are made in the United States, some are made in China. So it really, go with what works for your household, I would say. But I really do like Kiva blocks. We also have some Thames and more Thames and Cosmos kits. You guys saw that I had some Thames and Cosmos kits in my schoolroom. These are some more kits. This kit is from the Hydro Lab. So got a hydro lab here, and it's air and water actually. So it's just showing how to make different things using air and water. So these are, you know, you guys can see the hoses and different things that are in there. This is a motion and gears Things and Cosmos kit, where you learn how gears work and what their function is with that kit. This is a little physics kit, and so this is kind of a little fun. It shows like very simple works of physics. It's called Little Labs, so I would say that you can get this for younger children, not really small ones because it has small pieces, but this is a little building kit, and this is actually another part of the hydro kit too. And then this is Things and Cosmos. This is a electronics kit, and so these work a little bit differently than snap circuits because they actually attach to the sides. And I actually really like this because it shows a little bit more plainly the connections between closed and open circuits and different things like that. So this is a fun little electronics Things and Cosmos kit. And then this kit is Things and Cosmos remote control machines. So a really fun kit. Now, this kit is what drove me to create an engineering space because, you guys see that? Let me show you what I can find from the kit. I can find like this much of the car, this much of the motor, and the remote control. So not the motor, but this much of the frame and the remote control. I gotta find the motor and all that other sort of stuff because my kids, they enjoyed building the car, and what they ended up doing was taking the car and integrating it into some other play that they were doing, and that caused us to lose a lot of the parts. They're not really lost, they're just being used by the animals and imaginary people in the little city that they created. So I have to go back and try to confiscate all those pieces. And I said, you know what? I can't be upset because my kids are using the stuff that I bought for them and showing that they really are learning a lot from it. So I'm not going to be upset about it. I'm just going to have to find a better solution so that when we go to do something, it's there and not in one of their bedrooms or outside or who knows where. So that's a tour of my engineering space, and it's not, you know, I still got some organizing to do and all that kind of fun stuff, but this just shows you what we're going to be doing for the next pretty couple years in our engineering area. So this is all about engineering and physics. I hope you enjoyed the tour. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments box below. This is Dr. J, and I'm out. Bye-bye.